began the second full week by going back to our small group sessions, which will continue through tomorrow. And we took up the second section of the Instrumentum Laboris, which deals with the theological underpinnings, background to the understanding of marriage and family life. One of the things that's becoming very clear as we share our various experiences from the various cultures we come from is that we have to be attentive to language. For instance, the word indissolubility is something that might even scare a certain culture, giving its very philosophical and maybe even legalistic meaning. Something maybe Western is familiar with, but someone from the East may not be. And so we're looking for a way to speak about how there is a permanent relationship that is involved in marriage and family life that speaks of the permanent commitment of God to us. And one of the things that we've talked about today is how the term friendship can be exploited, can help us understand more clearly how God has created the world for us to enter into a friendship with Him. That seems to be a vein in the mine of Christian theology that needs to be explored more and more. And I think it might bear a lot of fruit as we move forward. We have to make sure that the language we use is understandable to people today, but also a language that's enriching to their lives. We want to make sure that we're not just repeating standard documents of the past, but really saying something new that's going to invite discussion and also create some enthusiasm for marriage and family life today. So as you say in television land, stay tuned.
Father has said that this phase of the Synod discussion is directed towards looking at the face of Jesus, trying to understand the meaning of what has been gathered in the first week in light of the mystery of Jesus Christ. So concretely, what might this look like? What does this mean? If we go to the very center of the mystery of Jesus Christ, it is a mystery of self-giving in generative and faithful love. And that culminates with His sacrifice on the cross, and it is reenacted in the Eucharist. This is my body, which is given up for you. Self-gift in generative or life-giving and faithful love. Now, what does this mean for us, and what does it mean for marriage and family life? Quite a bit, actually, because Jesus provides us not only with an example, but because we are incorporated in Him through baptism, we have within us this grace and this capacity. If we respond faithfully, we have this grace and capacity for a like self-giving in generative and faithful love. And you can see how this applies then, or could apply, to marriage and this whole question of indissolubility, which is far more than a legal term. It has to do with God's fidelity, the grace that's given to us, and through the sacrament for married people to be able to give themselves to each other and their family in generative and faithful love. Now, that having been said, life is never neat. It's never neat, and there are loose ends, there are messy parts, and so forth. That too needs to be understood and reflected upon, and that will eventually move us into the third week of the Synod's discussion.